Clarence Seedorf is one of the most decorated players in Champions League history, winning the trophy with Ajax, Real Madrid, and twice at Milan. That's the thing people know most about him, but many people forget just how good Seedorf was in his heyday.
Hey guys, it's Safe here from Rosie TV, and this is a new series I'm starting called the Appreciation Series. We're also doing this on my wrestling channel that I do with my sister called Rosie Wrestling, so please subscribe to that. But here we're going to be looking at different underrated players throughout history and kind of giving a career retrospective and talking about why they're so underrated and why they should be appreciated more. And obviously today it's a very special video talking about Clarence Seedorf. So hopefully if you guys enjoy this video, I'll keep doing it more often, but let's get straight in.
Seedorf started his career at Ajax, and he played 3 years there. He became a key player there in his second season, and in the 1994-1995 season, he helped Ajax to a Champions League and league double after winning the league by 7 points and beating Milan in the Champions League final with a Patrick Kluivert goal to give the Dutch team a victory. It's also important to note how stacked this Ajax side was, with Van der Sar between the sticks, Danny Blind, Frank Rijkaard, and Frank de Boer in the backline, Seedorf of course in midfield alongside Edgar Davids and Jari Litmanen, and the likes of Ronald de Boer, Patrick Kluivert, and Mark Overmars up front. After the successful domestic and European campaign with Ajax, Seedorf decided to not extend his contract with the Dutch side, instead opting to sign with Serie A side Sampdoria. This was an interesting decision because at the time, Samp were a mid-table Serie A side, finishing 8th the season prior to Seedorf joining them. This would be a big challenge for Seedorf, and while he never won anything in his only season there, he was still putting on great performances, which caught the eye of European superpowers, Real Madrid. However, before we get into his Real Madrid run, we must speak about the 1996 Euros. This was a bit of a transitional time in Dutch football. There was a lot of big names on the team, but they didn't seem to gel together. They had a shaky qualification and barely got out of their group. They had gone out on goals scored, which was really pushing it. Seedorf played all the group games but was benched for the quarterfinal game against France. He ended up being subbed on in the 60th minute, but misery would follow as both teams were in a stalemate and penalties would be the decider. The Dutch would make all their penalties until Seedorf stepped up. He ended up having his penalties saved, which would ultimately cause the elimination of the Oranje in the tournament. After the heartbreak of the Euros, Seedorf was now at the most historic club in the world with a clean slate and a lot to prove. For the next 3 years, Seedorf became a key player for Los Blancos, playing over 40 games every season and helping them win the 1996-1997 La Liga trophy and scoring this absolute screamer against Atletico Madrid from 40 yards out. But his biggest accomplishment at Real Madrid was winning the Champions League in the 1997-1998 season. Now you might think, oh, it's Real Madrid, they're a Champions League staple, it's not really a big deal that they won the Champions League. But at the time, Real Madrid were in a huge European slump, and this Champions League win would be their first in 32 years. A year after this big triumph, Seedorf began to have problems with Madrid's management. He was put on the chopping block and offered to Juventus for Zinedine Zidane, but the deal didn't go through. Gus Hiddink then took over the team, and Seedorf became nothing more than a bench player, playing 10 times in the first half of the 1999-2000 season. Finally, in January of 2000, Seedorf would make a return to Serie A, joining Internazionale for 23 million euros. He immediately became a key player there, but didn't have any success in the silverware department. After 2 years at Inter, they exchanged him with crosstown rivals Milan for Francesco Coco. It was at Milan where Seedorf would gain legend status, spending the rest of his European playing days with the Rossoneri, totaling 10 seasons and 300 appearances. Seedorf was extremely versatile, playing all over the pitch in his career, but at Milan he was often deployed in an attacking midfield role, which brought the best of his playmaking ability, and he proceeded to add goals to his locker as well, having 2 10-goal seasons and totaling 47 goals in his time there. He became the first player and only player to date to win 3 Champions League trophies with 3 different teams in his first season at Milan. He would then add 2 Serie A titles, a Coppa Italia, 2 Italian Super Cups, 2 UEFA Super Cups, a FIFA Club World Cup, and even added another Champions League to his collection in 2007. And while he never won anything for Holland, he made 87 appearances for them and made 3 semi-final appearances at the 1998 World Cup, as well as the 2000 and 2004 Euros. Seedorf was a jack of all trades. He was a powerful player with stride and flair, he possessed fantastic vision, and had a lethal long shot in him. It's important to note he wasn't too shabby in the defensive side of the game as well. But most importantly, he had a long career playing at the highest level until he was 36 years old, which is almost unheard of for a midfielder.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys learned a lot of new things about Clarence Seedorf, and you know, take time to appreciate how good of a player he really was, because in his heyday, there weren't many better than him, and just in terms of an overall midfielder, he is one of the greatest of all time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me your thoughts on Clarence Seedorf and any different underappreciated players you want to see me do. Obviously, put that in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching.